about 22 hours left until this is all gone. 22 hours, less than a day, and it's all gone. I know you can have Iridium and your Act 2, but it's not going to be the same. No matter how perfect you replicate it, it's not going to be the same. But I'll talk more about that tomorrow because I want to get this out of the way. So, I looked at the Rec Room server and Discord to see if I could try and find a way to contact to try and get the One Night Funds 2 survival back, but I couldn't really find a channel that would help as far as I could see. For some reason, they're also shutting down the Discord whenever the game shuts down too, which is weird. So, yeah. So, rather than playing One Night Funds, the first one first, what I'm going to do instead is that I'm going to play, where is this? Yeah, Five Nights at Funds first. So, this is the original alpha for One Night Funds 1. Originally it was going to be called One Night Fun. No, it was going to be called Five Nights at Funds, but then I changed it to One Night at Funds because then the initials would have been FNAF. But then in the process, it was called ONAF then, so then that would have been confused with One Night Flumpties. So then what I did then is that I changed it to One NAF. So yeah, that's why it's called One NAF instead of ONAF. So yeah, we're gonna do this one first because it's basically like what the room originally looked like. I'm glad I have this up. So yeah. So it's only the first subroom that was what it looked like. The second subroom, which I will show, was just, I suppose, something I was gonna do, but then I ended up doing it, which good enough. So there's not really that much changes besides the fun is now like, it's not remastered. This is old style. There's no day-night cycle, and you can't go to the back room. So I'll just show it off really quick. So yeah. Okay, so this is the old Sun guy. I'm pretty sure whenever his skin was white instead of pink or tan. Yeah, so to prove this even more, here's the original inventions for them, and you can see I have it listed as Five Nights at Funds and not One Night Funds. So yeah, I'll show off them inventions real quick. His original name was Chief Pizza, because of copyright, but then I just forgot. So, well, if I was ever to bring these characters back, which I probably might, I wouldn't call Chef Pizza, I'd call him Chef Pizza, which, you know, isn't something I'd make up since he was originally called that. Now, Block has a lot of downloads because his invention was in Full Body World, so yeah. Like I showed off yesterday. So this one doesn't have the shade well blocked, but everything else is just the same here. I've essentially already showed this off. So scrap block guy. So yeah, this is it. Don't remember the door being here, but okay. And then the light. So yeah, it was originally blocked off and it said out of order. So that's how it originally looked. The reason why it is out of order is because I couldn't think of a good way to connect it to the other place because to a site, but I suppose I can fix that with. In the maps. I have so Five Nights at Fun's then from parts and service and enters from the right. So yeah, so they would have come from the right. Comes from the stage and enters from the right. Comes from the stage and enters from the left. Comes from the stage and enters from the left. So did I keep that, or did I keep those rules, or did I switch them? Okay, so Block Eye does those two. They come from. No, so Block Eye comes from the left because he runs down. So then Chef Peter comes. He comes from the right, doesn't he? No, I'm mixed up now because the table's flipped around in survival. Like, instead of going this way, it's this way. Okay, so fun, I'm pretty sure comes from there. Does Peter come from there? Here, wait, I could check it real quick. There's an image, yeah. Okay, so Peter comes from the left, and then Sun comes from... So just, I guess, replace the lefts with rights, and then the rights with lefts. Okay, so... right, no, that wouldn't have been accurate. The right, yeah, that's said the same, then the left, yeah, and left, yeah, so... The only one not right is block A. Yeah, so that's it. That's Five Nights at Fun's, the original concept for it. So since I've already kind of showed off the One Night Fun's rooms, I'm just gonna show out about stuff. That's basically the point of this. Alright, so I'm pretty sure I showed that off. Yeah, I did. So yeah, there's the making of block A. And then this is the remastered phase 1. Let me fix that real quick. There, finally fixed it. Am I already crouching? Oh, I am. Alright, so I'm gonna have to try and get this at angle. So yeah, remastered phase 1. Don't know what I would have done with a phase 2, but yeah. I'm very sure phase 2 would have been the other people, but then I just ended up making survival. Okay, so let me see if that's there. Okay, so it isn't. So I definitely was trying to do something there. I don't know what, but yeah. So there's a little gap you can kind of see through. I never noticed that. Oh, you can pick up the stage, but I won't do that yet. I never patched that. Probably did, but then just didn't press publish the save. I hate that. Whatever they added. So there was this workroom back here, but whether or not whether the confront was here, would that line up? Yeah, I think it could, yeah, but the hand's obviously not that big. Yeah, and I already showed this off. This John is the guy I mentioned. Yeah. So that's the scratcher room there. Can you even get through that gap? Okay, you can. Oh no. Okay. So door does work, right? Pretty sure that's it for One Night at Fun's 1. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. Alright, I'm gonna grab the stage. Yeah. Okay, in terms of One Night Funds 2, what was it like outside of Bounds? I kinda showed that off-ish. The only really outside of Bounds thing was like the car garage, but I did show that off, I'm pretty sure. There's obviously the link between it and AI Battle. Pretty sure I showed that off too, though. Could have shown the outside for the One Night Funds, the remaster for the RP. I'm glad I'm glad I did that RP though, even though I didn't finish it because I downloaded One Night Funds 2, so that means that I have the map for One Night Funds 2 Survival. I'm pretty sure it's possible to get the models, so kind of theoretically I would be able to remake One Night Funds 2. Obviously I wouldn't do it, but like would be able to do it. So I guess that's good to know. So yeah, don't think of anything else to say for One Night Funds 2. Okay, so then One Night Funds 3. Pretty sure I include that loading screen. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn on lights. What was that? Clone roll. Yeah, that's what I usually do. I start at the office and then I kind of like bridge myself out. So yeah. Oh, so by the way, I'd been hyping up the Forbidden One for like a lot. Too on the desk. It's just a bucket. Then he becomes like a small guy. Grows fully. That's intentional. That's crazy to think about. That I was hyping up the Forbidden One for that long. That's crazy to think about. Yeah. So, Finn and Fun's Pizza, which is meant to be the place where One Night Fun 0 takes place, but then I just changed it to Finn and Friends Pizza. So Finn and Fun's Pizza and then Finn and Friends Pizza is the same thing. Who else did this? Okay, Condor and Timical. Don't remember them doing this, but okay. So we got was it the third appearance? Is this the third? Yeah, this be the third appearance of John Bennett's gun. I wish I did something with it, but I guess not in the end. So yeah. I kind of already showed what Unknown X looks like fully scaled up in the UCN video. It's not called Crystal, it's called Crystal. It's intentionally spelt wrong. Well, I made it intentionally spelt wrong. So, it's not Crystal Block, it's Crystal. Then everything else is the same. So yeah, this is like when I lined them all up because I had to go back and like save all of the, so I could put them into UCN. So yeah, that's scaled up Unknown X. Don't know how I came up with Unknown X, but yeah, I guess I moved that box from the date. That's the lobby. And that's the crystal block teaser. Don't think there's anything else outside. It's the door. What else? Oh yeah. So whenever you pick up the, I kind of showed this off in the thing, but when you pick up the RC fell down, it phases through it, but the RC camera that's meant to be there is like this direction. That's the angle it's supposed to be at. And I already showed off the vent. You're supposed to be able to go through this part in the vent, but for some reason it doesn't let you, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's frozen, so the whole map is one thing. So even if you could open this door, I would just lead you to the vent, so yeah. Pretty sure that's it. Okay, small good bit to show off for that originally said, don't forget there's secrets in every nook and cranny. That's what it originally said, but then I just changed it because I kind of like threw it off. Which, by the way, would have been a Little Big Planet reference. Wouldn't be the first time a game that I used to play where you can create stuff shuts down. And I live stream whenever Little Big Planet, well, I didn't really live stream, but like whenever they took it off the PS Store, I live streamed it then. So yeah, this is so when you it kind of glitches out, but whenever you first join the room, this is the like home you're greeted with, and then after you do the night, then it shows you this. So I don't know what the difference between menu and subroom select would have been. I'm pretty sure menu would have just been, would have just had the roleplay, normal, and hard mode, and then subroom select. Hard mode would have been, mode would have been just the regular game, but like there's like a red tint, and Sun Rot is also there. He probably replaces Phony, I'd imagine. So 1 star for just doing the normal mode. And this is where it glitches out because you're supposed to go here after hard mode, but then I never ended up doing hard mode, so that just takes you here sometimes, which is bad. But I'm pretty sure you can fly. Yeah, you can fly, so you would be able to still access it. So then you got this. So pretty sure this version of the Forbidden One's called the Forbidden King. I don't know why I showed him off this early, because he doesn't really turn into that until like the end. So yeah, then you get the 2nd star for hard mode. So then Venture 4, which would have taken you to Deep Land Under. And then after you get the 3rd star, which is after you complete Deep Underland, then it would have just so then you would have gotten all 3 stars, and then just subroom select and menu. So yeah. I'll do roleplay first, because that's a good bit. So originally, I was gonna just do a roleplay map, but yeah. Okay, so good. The text didn't glitch out. Well, it kind of did. Just says question mark, question mark, question mark, and then I forgot to remove this, but this stays. So yeah. So that's supposed to be just question mark, question. Well, what is... It's okay. I kind of showed off the animation, but I'll just go through it because I think some of the text I might have skipped. So from the guy that made every other chapter, and then in memory of Aja's account, but I don't know what happened to it. I think so. He got banned, but then I suppose he came back. I don't know where the text went because I didn't delete it. So it would have said Meme Man Presents, but then the Meme Man would have been crossed out by this, and then underneath it would have said Jolly Man. And then yeah, One Night Funds for the final chapter. I knew myself it wasn't going to be the final chapter. It just said it was. So yeah, this is what an old office would look like. So originally you could just kind of, well, I don't know what I was originally going to do. So obviously you have the gate down here, but you got to fix it then. So then that would have stopped the forbidden one, and then these ones work normally. Shouldn't really be showing this one off, but I guess it's just like a demo version. So then whatever comes from here just is able to come out, since it's kind of like an angle and there's like more space there. Then in the corner there would have been this bucket with like stuff coming out, but then I kind of removed that. So yeah. So this would have been a role play, so there wasn't like an actual game you could do. So it was only the forbidden one and the confront, because Phony I made like very late on. So then what you could do is that you could go into here, and it was like a cutscene. I'm pretty sure this is like one of the first things I did. So then, okay, so when you originally go over it, it says this looks like fake grass, but then when you go through it, yeah, so I'd only place once. Again, I was just testing interaction volume. I really liked interaction volume whenever it came out. Just need to see if boss is marked as a entry. Okay, it's not. I had a huge worry that this game would have been ruined by subroom select, because I had like a problem one time. I think this was with One Night Fun's One Survival, where people were getting into night one even though I never made it public. I'm pretty sure, because there's like images of it. So I didn't really like that. So it kind of didn't work on it for a bit. I'm pretty sure because of that. Just go through these really quick. I'm just gonna show out of bounds because I've already like kind of showed it.
Ready to start.
So yeah, originally you would have been able to return to the Earth surface. EA stands for early access because the game went into early access at some point, which would have just been the whole game up to main room 3. So yeah. So I suppose then that would have made you escape and go back up. So yeah, it's the sun rot, or the rat bunch. Don't know what I was gonna do with this green neon tentacle. I don't know what I was doing with that. Oh, I didn't start the game. Why is it doing that? Okay, that's weird. I didn't show this off, but this is what happens whenever this is what happens whenever you go for the laser instead of turning it off at the back. I like that jump scare, but it did scare me. So yeah, originally what I was gonna do after One Night Fun's 2 Survival, if I had time, I would have came back and then I would have changed this from the One Night Fun's 1 pizzeria to the One Night Fun's 2 Survival pizzeria. It would have made sense better. And the whole story is that I don't know why, but One Night Fun's 2 Survival Pizzeria was built next to a mountain which was green felt woods on top.
Press the start button on the scoreboard to play.
And then the mountain had a landslide and then got covered. So yeah, you couldn't have really done that with One Night at Fun's you couldn't have really done that with One Night Fun's 1. I'm just after remembering this now. And One Night Fun's 1, after in the scratch room, which I'll show this off again. If I was to make I forget how I came up with this thought. But obviously there was the funds fair, and what the funds fair was that if I was to make, and what happens in One Night Fun's 3 is that the place burns down, but the place is connected to like past the scratch room at the back to
Press the start button on the scoreboard to
the One
play.
Night Fun's 1 building. So then also the One Night Fun's 1 building would have burnt down too as well. So yeah. Hopefully this works because it kinda didn't in the original thing. I mean, you get the idea of what it would have been like. Pretty sure I showed all of that. I showed all of Deep Underland. So this is. Here, I'll turn on the lights for this because I gotta show it because it kind of messes it up here. So, I would have been like a tunnel, like, would have taken you down, but that kind of got like messed up with like the lighting for the night thing. So I don't know what this door would have led to, but I remember it led to something. I don't remember what. So outside is cool. So we got the chicken nugget song, and then this is what would have played whenever you finish the game. So this is the One Night Fun's forecast. So it would have been the forbidden one is me. Nobody else to confront. Then Sunrot is Condor. Rot Bunch is nobody, and then Jake Ben is Timical. So yeah, that's in. I'm pretty sure all of the. Pretty sure it's in all of the main rooms. Let's go to Wires then. I hate going to Wires because of the chase part. I hate that part so much, so I'm not going to play it because I've already showed it up. I thought I had it so that the thing goes up, but I guess I didn't. Also, I was going to do it so that these arrows come up whenever you have to go because you can't really tell. You have to come back here. The goblins might activate. Here, wait, let me see. They'll probably activate with that. Okay, good. So yeah, this is just, I don't know why I put this here, but this is, One Night Croc's, character. I don't know why I put that there. Pretty sure I was gonna remove this. This, direct power thing, that was an insane thing I came up with. I don't know why, but the light doesn't emit. It's supposed to. I'll try and remove it to see if it works then. That's what it's supposed to be like whenever you turn it on and the goblins spawn. Oh yeah, by the way, the goblins aren't meant to be goblins. They're meant to be like ash creatures with purple eyes made by the Forbidden One. I just had to use that. That's why I made them black. Oh no, that's just how bright the light is. I thought I made it really bright there. Yeah, but like originally it would have been that range, so it would have lighted up the full thing. So range is meant to be 200, so I'll show that off. So yeah, something like that. And intensity would have been 50. So yeah, it gets like fully lit up. So yeah, that's what it would have looked like whenever. That's what it would look like whenever you turn on the lights, but it kind of like glitched out. I don't know why. So you have actually the Forbidden One here looking. That's just the backroom door, and then these are just two ash clumps. I don't know what. So obviously then the tentacle comes and it chases you out. So yeah. Oh. Yeah. Okay, I might skip main room. Just go through it. The others won't be as long as this, I'm pretty sure. I kind of showed off when Night Fun's won survival already. I mean, we're basically like halfway done. Okay, I have an insane story to share for Stovery. This is a good story. So for Stovery, obviously, I used, this is like a better angle. Boohole boy. Oh. Here, I'll just delete that. But like, I was gonna redo his model because I used the template, as I mentioned. Yeah, so, I don't know. There is no roof to it. I was gonna originally put a roof. I don't know what else I was gonna do. Oh yeah, I was gonna replace this sign with the one I made. I think this one here. So yeah, it would have been something like this, but instead it says work hard, P. So you've regular Boohole boy, and then you have like, well, like you've the original one, then you have the one with like the work hard and clothes. I like my redesign. But yeah, so if there's a sampler here, that'd be good. Oh, oh no. I thought I recorded the audio for this, but I just didn't include it. Okay. Okay, so here, let me explain this here. Okay. I don't know how the hell I did this, but how this happened, but yeah, so okay. So there's this guy called Cloverbee. And what he did is that he had this event for this one room. Hopefully it's up. It was like, chill on a truck or something. Train, chill, no, that's not it. Yeah, self-driving simulator. So it says copyright music. He did an event for this room. My game was glitching out so hard, incredibly hard. What happened is then I went back after the event. I went back to One Night Funds 4, and what happened was that the circuits from that game were put into this game. So all of the audio tracks are put into this, and yeah, song numbers. I've no idea how it happened, but it's insane that it happened. And out of it, I was able to create this invention. So I made this invention then, and then using this, and then I said, don't ask how I got this because it's crazy, but I just said how I got it. So that's the only song I did. I mean, I could have done more, but I guess I didn't really want to do it. So yeah, let me try and press this button. Oh. No idea how I did that. Okay, so nothing happens then. I mean, most of the circuits are red, which means they don't work. I have no idea what this means. Okay, so it just tells you the audio. Yeah, this is the audios here. This is all of the songs. So, I mean, I'll just go through a few of them shortly. These are like HD audio too. Alright. Okay, here's one. I have no idea how I did this, but that's what happened. So I guess that's like songs, stock songs. Okay. You get the point. I'll do a few more down here. Yeah, but just like lots of songs. That I don't know how this type of thing would happen, but it just did happen, and it's so weird. I don't really understand CV2, so yeah. Yeah, I thought this comment thing was cool, so then I turned it into text. So then I copied it and then I turned it into text to be free. Yeah. But then they ended up actually making text v3, which was text 2D. And I used that in the One Night Funds 2 survival lobby. Thought text 2D was funny, was cool. So yeah, but that's it. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, that's it. Basketball hoop. So yeah, it's crazy. So, what main room 3 then? Yeah. So yeah, for a good point, this is all I had made. So you would have just opened that door and it would have said end of EA, which early access. And show off the night. There's barely anything to show off in the night. Oh yeah, in the roleplay room, if you phase, I can't have to show off roleplay room again. Should have thought of that. But anyways, yeah. So that takes you to the boss. So this is like the last thing I kind of did with the map. It's like the last thing. So you could tell this is like the last thing because it's really detailed and use inventions. So yeah, and then there's obviously the Buchel Boy redesign and the door. Now, I showed off the original office, but I think this idea was better, so yeah, so we got the Rot Bunch fight, and what he would have done is that, like, what he used to look at Gizmo, and then, like, he would, like, smash the, you would have, like, tried to use, him looking at you to, like, smash, I suppose, the wood and then the beams, and I guess that would have, like, got rid of him, I don't know. But yeah, Rot Bunch is a combination of all of them from One Night Funds 3 or One Night Funds 1. But yeah, it's One Night Funds 1, but then there's One Night Funds 1 or One Night Funds 3. Fun's missing an eye, so it's One Night Funds 3, yeah. But if I was to remake this, I'd change Rot Bunch to be the toys. The toys or Wyverds? No, I'd do the Wyverds. To be the Wyverds from Survival 2. Which would have been crazy to think that this guy's head would have been like a darked out Wyverd fun head, which would have made the character more creepy, obviously, but yeah. So we got Peter and then Crystal Block Guy, which would have just been which would have been just replaced by a Crystal, which, by the way, Crystal is like what powers like some of the animatronics, not the toys. They're like a computer, whatever. And then for the regulars from One Night Funds 1, and I'm pretty sure they're robots too, or whatever. It's the Wyverds are powered by Crystal, and also the Confront is powered by Crystal. The Confront is the prototype was the prototype made for the Crystal to see how it'd work, and I guess it's still about. Yeah. But yeah, I think I already showed this off, but I just included this in here. This is supposed to be the redesign for Buchel Boy. I'm pretty sure this was like the last thing I did because I didn't finish it. Yeah. It's like there's supposed to be like a path there, and then like goes up there, and then you go up the stairs. So I'll show off the night. So yeah, she kind of showed this off already. Show off the chemical call. I'll show off phony and conference routes. So phony originally, so he has two. I tried to make him work, but he just didn't end up working for some reason. So they're not actually the speed. This is just like their states would have been more spaced out. So he starts by coming up from here. So that's his pose there. Phony was just I just needed to make another character. Obviously, so I don't know. I don't know how I came up with it, but I just thought of like phone guy. He's not actually real. He's just a hallucination. So that's why you don't see him anywhere else. Oh, I forgot to add phony to the. Ooh, I forgot to add phony to the thank you message. Sorry about that. I wish you could get rid of all that fog that shows up whenever you're editing. So yeah, it's basically like hitting the same pose. And then he goes there. If I have this image of that. And he goes through. But then after that, instead of doing the same route again, after that, he takes a different route. So, you have comes from the left and right side for him. For the forbidden one, he comes from the left side. Did I show this off? I might have. And for the confront, he comes from the right side. Here, I'm going to turn the lights on. Oh, what's that? By the way, it's just like a hole Sunrot dug, I think, and then he like kind of covered it up with like just like scrap he found in like the place below. Don't know what he was doing up here, but yeah. I did the right one. No, I know I did do the right one. Okay, so starts out there. Then he looks at the camera there. So camera angle would be like this. Oh. So yeah, that's what he would have looked there. Less than 24 hours. Wow. I'm glad it's not shutting down a late hour. So I can see it. Like, I mean, no matter what time, I would have at least tried to see it. Like, if it was like if it was 7 o'clock in the morning, I would have tried to see it. So I kind of changed it so where if the gate is up, the forbidden one can get in, but phony can't. So then if you put it down, The forbidden one can't, but phony can. Yeah, but I think the original design was better. So it's in this room, it's glitched out. You can't do text properly. If I try to do that, I kinda already shown that already. Stu, thanks. Well, maybe it works for that, but you couldn't, it just say text, it wouldn't really work. So, whenever I was doing this thing up here where you could go up here, I redesigned the place so it actually looks more like a church, because now it has like a pointed roof. It didn't have a pointed roof in the beginning, it was flat, but now it does. And then, don't know if you can, but if you like get on this box, yeah, you go behind here. It's a Bendy and Nick Machine reference. It was meant to be just text, but it had to be a button. But the button doesn't, nothing. Yeah, it doesn't let you do text. It only lets you do button text or whatever. Also, the whole idea with phony's numbers saying 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 6 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is because of the fact that One Night Fun's UCN, which is One Night Fun's 5, came out before One Night Fun's 4. Yeah. So, but then for the actual phone itself, it's changed. So then, yeah, he goes through. Pretty sure I showed off the Forbidden Ones stages, but I'll show it off again. He actually works. He's the only one that does actually work, but I couldn't be bothered. Well, I could be bothered, but then, you see, I didn't want to spend time finishing this. I wanted to spend time doing the stuff I needed to do, like this, and just wanting to enjoy the game. So he goes there, and he goes there. Then he goes there, and then he holds the camera. Don't know what that's about, but so when you can see him out. I like my depiction of the Forbidden One. It's cool. I gave him like an actual jaw, which a lot of people just don't do. They just make his entire head the bucket. And I'll show why I did the jaw when we get to like one of the next subrooms. So he does this pose, which is a reference to whenever I first made the model, I made this invention. Yeah. When I've built TFO. So the Forbidden One grows fully in One Night Fun's 4, as I mentioned. It's using 41 rooms, which is crazy to think about. I find that crazy to think about, but yeah, this pose here is a reference to that. I did an image of it too, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and then obviously, so I made that in 2021. No, I had to have made that in 20. No, I think I did make that in 2021. Yeah. But his fingers aren't long. Don't know why it's like that. That's crazy. I made it in 2021. Yeah, but that's a reference to that pose. And then he comes in. So we got the confront then. So he does that pose, I think he does in some other place. And then he also like kinda grabs the camera or whatever, covers it. And he goes around the tree there. And then he does that pose that he does in the UCN and in the beginning. Well, why doesn't he have the crystal in the back of his head? Why doesn't he have that? He's supposed to have that. And he goes and then... And yeah. And that's it for this subroom, I think. Just need to check outside. Don't think there's anything except that button, which I'll talk about. And then there's the pictures, as I mentioned. Oh. Original base plate still here, that's cool. So that's the map from above. And that's interesting because I outlined the map, and then that's what it looks like there. So that's actually what the map looks like, so yeah. Just there's the phone model there. It's just a regular phone. Just have to show off the roleplay again for just like a second. So that's where I took the confront photo there. And then down there is like, if you go through so you have like the main layer itself of like invisible barrier, but you can go below it obviously, but then you can keep going below it, but there is a point where you can't go below it, and what it is like you're like bouncing up and down. And what I did there is like there's a button. It's two buttons, and one of them is me just saying that you wasted your time coming down here, and then the other one just takes you back up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it though. Yeah, well that's the original room too. Okay, I got a good bit to show off with ending 2. So original ending, well it would have been, okay, I'm pretty sure the original ending is up here. All 3 endings, the game had 3 endings. I need to remember what was it again, don't know what that button did, but you're not supposed to be in this room in EA, so you can't move by mid, so you can move. This is just a whole lot of stuff I had prepared for this video. What is it? So what is the original ending? What is ending 1? That's ending 3. What's ending 1? Ending 1. Okay, I know what ending 3 is. Ending 1, I'm pretty sure just would have been you just completing the night, I'm pretty sure. And then ending 2 is this. This is ending 2. So what it is that, like, you start off here, you're seated, and what happens is that, like, the doors open, and like you've John Bennett then, and like you have him walking over to here, and then you can just see the Mrs. Bennett here body. You can't see her face, but then he says something, I forget what he says, something like, He says something that was like, I'll make you better or something. So, yeah, and then there's just a fin head that's made out of plastic. I don't know what that was, but yeah, that's implying that takes place before Finn's Fish and Chips, which pretty sure this is the earliest part in the timeline. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the earliest thing in the timeline. So, don't know what I done with ending one, I'm gonna be honest. So, first, first I need to explain the ending 2 / ending, well, I need to explain ending 3, but I kinda already did that here, so I'm gonna just play this out.
Background story on the script. After going into Fun's pizzeria, he tries and opens parts and service, but it's then, it's jammed. So he finds a doorknob, opens it, and then a tentacle reaches out, grabs him, and takes him to an area called the maintenance area. Then once he's done all the tasks in there, there's a boss battle. Then after the boss battle, it's a chase, and then there's a ending with tombstones. Nothing else, I'll keep you updated.
Don't know what I meant by ending with tombstones. But what I would have done for the ending was that, yes, what would have happened is that you have the boss with the rot bunch. He doesn't die by getting a chair hit on him. I'm pretty sure that was like some kind of joke. I think Timicle did. But then after that, the Forbidden One gets really angry. And what he is that there's a chase then, which I showed off in one of the trailers. And so this was the old design for what, like, the final form Forbidden One would have been. But then I can't, well, no, that wasn't even it. It was this. So that is the body, and then there's the hands. But what I did is that I got rid of the body, and I got rid of the cubes, because the cubes are meant to be like him despawning and like getting like taken away, but that didn't really make sense. But so then I changed it so he gets rid of the body. He didn't even need the body in the first place, by the way. He can reach out his hands as far as he wants, as long as he just has his head intact. So I don't know why I did posted that, because it was like a huge spoiler. But for somehow it got 49 likes, well, 48 likes over like the first design of the Forbidden King. Pretty sure that's what he's called, the Forbidden King, yeah. So then I changed into this, and there would have been a chase scene with him then, which I showed off. And what I did is I didn't like the hand models. I didn't like what I did with the hands. So I changed them, but in the process I also changed how the Forbidden King looked itself. If I just look up the Forbidden, I might know what... the Forbidden King doesn't appear because he's replaced by the Forbidden... so that's the Forbidden King there. I don't know where it is. But anyways. No, okay, I can't find it. But anyways, I didn't like the model, so then I changed it to this. And I was more happy with this because I liked the mouth. And I really liked the hands, what I did with it. It's a big improvement. And I was going to use this. Whether it was this size, I kind of wanted it to be, but I would have like had to like, yeah, you know what, I would have redone the chase so he does become that size. But then what happens then is weird. Well, first mentioned first is that when the original defeat for the Forbidden One was that you take off his head. This was the original Forbidden One model. So like, I don't know if this shows up, but once he has his mask off, that's what he looks like underneath. So he does have a full head underneath it. So, and that's what he looks like. But yeah, so here you have a Forsaken one, which is a real rec room. I'll pop a Forsaken bubbly now in a sec. So you have the Forbidden King, and once you get to the end of the chase, you have this scene where it's Jake and like missions. And yeah, that's basically the plot of UCN, and that's the Forsaken one. So then these are like just so then after that, this after you escape and you escape everything, like Forbidden One gets defeated. I don't know what happens to him. He gets like destroyed or something, and then John gets stuck in. You then get this ending scene where it's Jake coming into the old pizzeria, whatever, and you have this suit here. I'm pretty sure it's called Sun Bloom.
So, you're looking for a date? So, you're looking for a date? I can do that. Give it a month and I'll tell you. Or, you can wait for a bit. So,
Pretty sure that was a scrapped YouTube video. But anyways, I come out every like August 31st of like every year. Then one time it was October one year. Then it was springtime some year. Then I think it was New Year's Day one year. But like the intended release date was always meant to be August 31st, I'm pretty sure. I don't know of what, but yeah. Of what year, but so a cut scene, like a cut part of One Night Funds 4 would have been the confront like being like dead because like killed by the Forbidden One because couldn't defeat John. So if I look up phony will show up, but if I look up phony spelled with an F, you can see his destroyed version. Now, as I mentioned, he's not real. He's a hallucination. So I don't know what I was trying to go with here, but I wanted to make I wanted to make just like a destroyed version of him too, and then on the keypad you have 3, and you have 4 in purple, and you have 6 in green because of Project F-6. Then there would have been a mini boss, or I was planning to do a mini boss where you like go against like this really like big version of the confront, but like he took up a lot of ink because of like his fingers, so I kind of cut him then. But he has a cool design. This is the One Night Funds iceberg. Just show off the original image. Oh, it's TFO final form, that's what that's called. Yeah. So yeah, if I want, I'll do a video on this at some point because it's interesting to explain, and I could make a video on this. Yeah, obviously, if you watched the last stream, you could understand what. Don't know what the red one is. Black text means that the entry is to be remembered. So this is like yeah, you could do a whole video on this someday. And I think that's everything here, and everything on One Night Funds 4. Just threw a bunch. I threw a bunch of like inventions here to talk about for this stream. And yeah, pretty sure that's One Night Funds 4 done. Yeah. Alright. Level up. Should I get the fancy cape? Well, what else would I spend it on? I don't think anything else. But then I have to go full Santa. Because that's what I wanted. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for it. Like I said last time, for whatever. No. Alright, I'm probably gonna get like some UGC that's really cheap though. But yeah, here we go. Fancy Cape Holiday, always wanted this. There we go. Yeah. So you can't get Rec Room tokens anymore. Fancy Cape Holiday. There we go. Here, I'll make the Santa avatar real quick, but I don't remember what's like. Right. Well, what hair was it? I won't say it didn't save. Oh my god. Forgot this doesn't save. Doesn't work. Oh no, okay, it does work, right. Well, what hairstyle was it? Here, it's in one of my recently played. Here, wait, let me get a better one. Okay, so it's like the Paul cut, right. Pretty sure that's what it's called. So like this. And then Jolly Hat. People that wanted to get the Jolly Hat couldn't get it because you needed to get it in a bundle. So people instead got the purchasable one, which was the orange Jolly Hat. These angles are like so messed up. Right. That just makes it worse. Put it a bit to the left. The slightest bit. Is that it? Here, wait, let me see. That might be it. No, I'm pretty sure I did a belt too. Why can't I zoom? Okay, it was the gloves and then the belt, right? I hate how they didn't make gloves their own thing. Pretty sure that's it. So that's the Santa fit. I always wanted it, man. But yeah, okay. This is a old version. So the reason why these ones... Here, I'm turning off daytime or whatever. I'm turning off the audio. So, the reason why these two are not black but they're white is because it makes survival. But then Sun Reborn is meant to be like the glitch trap. It's meant to be like glitch trap, and he's from a game I was gonna do called Umnaf VR, which was just I showed it off quickly. It's just One Night Fun's one, but like there's like a desk, and then like he's in the background. So is there any out of bounds content? Okay, that's where I did the images. I actually remastered Phantom Fun for the collection. Show that off. Yeah, that's a not me character from Forgotten Fear. Text there that said, I'll make it before Christmas, or I'll make it before, I don't know, something like that. I was like, to be his version of I'll always come back, or yeah. But then I just removed that because, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's that there's no out of bounds stuff here. It's very simple. I think I showed off. I showed off the. son that like John Bennett had. That's not Jake. Finn. On Finn was meant to be Finn, but like remade, and I would have changed it so he would have had a fin on the back, and like he wouldn't have had sharp teeth. Spikes are there to emplace teeth like the nails, and yeah, but then those stuff fall off, and then he becomes Scratcher. So I think that would have been a really cool idea, and that's Finn's endo. Well, like scrap or weathered fin. So yeah, you can see he gets like beat up, and then that leads on to one night Fun's one survival, and the same thing with aren't you that guy's brother? That's what he means by that. So yeah, it's just a box for teasers. So yeah, that's it. I explained that model in Project F-6 because that's where it appears. So John made Finn's fish and chips for money to get treatment for his wife. And then James, not the these, James, and then whenever, by the time, I don't know how I was going to do it, but then he brings the body into uh into in and do at this point. Project F dash there. But yeah, that's basically the whole up to UCN. So yeah. Don't think there's anything outside here. Okay, just some endos. Oh, that's the picture for the thing. Timical made that intro, by the way. I wonder what this is. This better not be anything bad. Here, I'll delete all the flinty stuff. I made this after it was revealed Draconic was a bad person, but I don't think I really cared, but now I care. Oh, what was that? Because it didn't really register with me how bad what he did was. Why is it still playing? Where is that playing from? Huh? Oh, is this it here? When was I just deleted? It's an invisible button. Right. I think this might just be the Nugget song. Wait, no, I might know what this is. Yeah, it's just the Fallout song, right. Right, what's this?
Here's what to write. A local restaurant known as Finn and Friends Pizzeria is now doing the night shift for €20 a day. Night.
Shouldn't have done euro because it just should be pound instead of euro. What's this, first night? Oh, right. Oh, so if you press play game. Oh, okay, I'll show that off. So I need to make it pressable first. Sound enabled. Yeah, but I really hope it's not euro. Okay, didn't include the euro part, obviously. But yeah. Right, okay, so don't know what's going on there. Supposed to be like an animation that plays. Then whenever you teleport there, that's supposed to teleport you here. First night. And it takes you to first night. I already showed off first night, I don't know why. You see, the reason why Scratcher Night didn't work is because I didn't know about the AND chip. If I knew about the AND chip back then, I didn't replicate, but I tried to replicate it for 4 and Survival 2, but I found a better way to do stuff for Survival 2. Kind of. Yeah, but it was using like all of these like start game and stuff. But yeah, you start off at the bottom of the map. Okay, what is... I come here if that was space and doobie. Is that it? Oh. Golden Fun's jump scare. Timical made that. I think Jimical did the jump scares, yeah. His animations were smooth, but they kind of were a bit weird at some point. Like he messed up the Chef Pita thing for some reason. Fun Night isn't real. Fun just doesn't work. Oh well, it's just a dream, yeah, because of how scary it is. Pretty sure you could guess that though. Yeah, it's all on my turn stuff. So we look. It says look behind you, and then look behind you. Shows the plushies. Originally, I was going to release push, but didn't let me because it said it was invention, even though it's my invention. And yeah, that's it. Goodness name.
Hey, remember this old place? Yeah, go to the back room and burn it all down. Aren't you the guy's brother?
I can remember this place. It was my nightmare, and yes, he is my brother.
So like you go to Finn's Fish and Chips to burn down the place, and like you see Finn, and like when it burns down, Finn dies, and you rest, and yeah, that's basically it.
No, there's no way. There's no way. There is no friggin' way. There is no way. There is no way. I swear to God, if I've been muted this entire stream for the entire time. I swear to God. Okay, thank God. Oh my God. Wait, how long have I been muted? Okay, so Finn Knight is in there. What else is in there? Oh my God, so basically the entire Fun Night Fun segment's been muted. I didn't even realize that, man. Oh my God, but at least I haven't been muted for the entire stream. That would have been bad. But anyways, what I was explaining was that this to keep it original, because all of these are actual songs and not ones I made, even though I said it was custom, even though these are from Fumpties. I just brought out a guitar and I just started playing notes because I don't really know how to play guitar, and then I was going to use that probably instead of this.